She is a dynamite knockout performer, and Dorothy is completing a very successful engagement here in Los Angeles, about to leave for San Francisco, where she is going to continue starring in this play, which is called Noise Is Off. It'll be at the Curran Theater in San Francisco. Would you welcome, please, Dorothy Loudon. How are you?
Oh, I'm terrific.
Good to see you.
Listen, that was very funny.
You like that?
Oh, yes. That's very funny.
There are a lot of those kind of people around, Floyd, you know.
No, but I mean, that takes a lot of nerve, what you just did.
You know where we got the idea to do that?
No.
Somebody sent me a clipping, some man from a newspaper. He had written into the editor of the paper that the mandatory thing that the government wants to do about wearing seatbelts was a communist plot. And he says it's a communist plot to take over another one of our freedoms. So we said, that's perfect for Floyd R. Turbo.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. How you been? What's new in your life?
What's new?
You're going to San Francisco.
Oh, yes, going to San Francisco.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
I left my home. Where are you from originally? Where are you from originally?
Boston. Yeah.
Boston.
I think they just do that every time you say, how about, well,
yeah.
You know, thank you. I love Boston. I haven't been back in a long time.
Yeah.
I didn't want to open the show because then I didn't realize I follow you, so that's really not like opening the show at all. You warmed them. They're terrific.
That's right. I was your warm-up opening act.
Yes, and I appreciate it very much.
Did you?
You try to think. I have nothing to plug. I mean, I have no book. I have no record. I have
no video exercise tape?
Oh, no, not a thing.
Why not? Everybody's got one. You might as well have Dorothy Loudon's physical fitness.
No, well, I mean, take a look at me. Would you buy it?
I'm not going to.
Don't talk to me about. I know you're not going to touch it.
Yes.
I hope. That's not the way it reads in the contract.
Excuse me. I'm having one of those fantasies here. Do you believe that? I know you heard the monologue.
I heard everything.
According to Masters and Johnson, the average man has a sex every 60 seconds.
I don't know any average men.
Yeah.
I was trying to think, say, what I could do that would be very, very individual. Right now, I've got makeup all over my dress.
That's all right.
And I got here very early, so I wouldn't have to be in the makeup room with Jennifer O'Neill. I mean, she is so pretty.
Oh, well.
She doesn't even have to go in the makeup room. Yeah. Anyway, I figured something out that you might like for me to do. You know, I'm going to sing and all that.
I know.
I have to take a little time. I don't want Freddie to get nervous. That nervous laugh.
See, you've talked about that before, which I don't understand.
What?
You've been working on live audiences all of your life.
Oh, I'm terrified.
Theater.
Yeah.
And yet you told me the first time you were here on the show, you said you were nervous.
I'm always nervous. See, I did some more with that makeup. No, I'm not nervous here because of the audience and because of you. And, you know, it's a friendly atmosphere here. A television is very rough. I can't talk about television right now because I'm pretending I'm not doing it. See? But I want to do this because this is something that I do that's quite unique. I do and I thought I should do it because nobody else does it. Just keep nodding. Why can't I get on Star Search?
Anytime you want. Whenever you're ready.
Yeah, just don't talk to me. So I do the trombone part to In the Mood.
Hey.
Would you like to hear that?
Yes.
No, I've been doing this show a long time.
Okay.
You're the first. You do the trombone part to In the Mood.
Yes. It's a little intro first, then I do it. Okay. It's coming out. Wow. That's it.
That's it?
That's it?
Isn't that good? And let's see. I do an impression. I only do one. Of Phil Rizzuto.
Well,
see, now that's for
you'll grab him with this.
Sports fans. I just figured I'd cover, you know, the entire sphere. If you don't know who that is, that's the Scooter. He's one of the greatest shortstopps that ever played baseball. Right. He was a New York Yankee. To my knowledge, I don't think anybody does Phil Rizzuto.
No, it's a first for me.
Except possibly Mrs. Rizzuto.
Mrs. Rizzuto.
Hopefully.
Oh, come on, folks. Come now.
What a
dignity,
dirty crowd.
isn't it?
I'm not going to do him just for that. I'm going to save him for the next. But you know, I was thinking when you're on the road, you learn to do a lot of things.
On the road again.
On the road again. Oh, I love him so.
But I want to get back to one thing.
I can't.
My mind was on something, and I want to follow.
I just had it.
You're such a sneak.
Yes.
Masters and Johnson said, now, men, I understand. What I'm asking you, what about women?
Why are you asking me?
Well,
I mean,
unless you're in drag tonight, I think you're a woman.
No, I'm wearing Doc's jacket.
Do women have sexual fantasies during, I mean, with that frequency?
I'll tell you something. I'm sure they do. But I'm so busy. I don't mean in that way.
Just can't...
I just want from one town to another.
Yes.
And I just...
Right.
They probably do.
Right.
I'm
I didn't
stuttering.
mean to interrupt you.
No, you just humiliated me. I have nothing to judge it by.
What's the very first... Well, all right. What's the very first professional engagement you ever did? Was it a hit, or did you go...
The very first?
Yeah, when you were in front of an audience professionally. Or amateur, you know.
The very first professional thing I ever did was at Frank Vaccarelli's Crystal Lounge in Troy, New York. I played piano and I sang.
Yeah.
And I went all the places that nobody else would go. You know, and I was on one of those whirling bars, you know, where you put, oh, buttermilk sky, and you're looking down and the guy's gone. You know? Yes, I did.
But that was a big attraction.
But there's always someone else, you know.
But that was a big attraction, I'd say, with its famous revolving bar,
Oh, yes.
right? And
I've been on all of those.
Yes.
I was on another one. There was the Blue Mirror in Baltimore.
Yeah.
Remember the Chanticleer and the Club Charles in Baltimore? They were very chic clubs.
Yeah,
well, the Blue Mirror was across the street. And every time some drunk got really out of line at the Chanticleer, that they'd come across the
And
street.
that's where you were
and
playing.
we said, oh, buttermilk. There, and there was the Heidi Ho in Long Island. In Baldwin, Long Island.
Were these
I used
tough?
to
Were they
sing,
what you call
they
rough?
were very rough, yeah. I knew about 1,500 songs, and I did a lot of requests, and I wrote a lot of stuff. I did a lot of parodies. You made me love you. It's kind of sad. I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it. You had a fishtail, and all the time you knew it. Just tell me how you grew it. It goes on.
Yes, kind of Noel Cowardish concept.
I never knew, dear, that when you called me Daddy, that you were Finn and Hattie. It is awful, isn't it? Yeah. But you asked me what I did.
Yes, I did.
So obviously I didn't do too well.
And not big money enough.
Not big money. No, everybody thinks that show business is, you know, on the bus with the band. Mm-hmm. Well, it is. Well, remember Orchestra Wives? I thought that was such a, you know, terrific movie, Dancing in the Aisles. I wanted to do that. That's not the way it is. I was on a bus with a band once.
No dancing in the aisles?
No dancing. You know whose band?
Who?
Ted Lewis. Now,
Ted Lewis.
What can happen on the bus with Ted Lewis?
Is everybody happy?
Yes, and everybody's saying, no! No!
We're not happy.
No, we're not happy.
Okay, we'll take a short break. We're coming right back, folks. At the Blue Mirror. We're back talking with Dorothy Loudon. Jennifer O'Neill and Gallagher are here. We were talking about some of the finer clubs. It's always more fun to talk about, I don't know why, the early days and some of the lousy joints, because they bring back funny things now.
Well, it's because you never have to do that again.
Yeah.
It's like youth. You know, you can do a lot of things when you're young because you've got guts then. And as you get older, you just wonder how you ever have the nerve to do
those things.
You know? When you're young, it doesn't take much nerve. You know, I just did a lot. It's a funny thing. I wanted to talk to you because you've worked so many clubs, and gee, the guys over there. Nothing ever changes, as rotten as those dumps were. And then the jobs got better, and I went to the Empire Room in Chicago, and I went to the Persian Room, which is sort of the, I suppose, the ultimate.
Chic.
Yes, the Persian Room of the Plaza Hotel in New York City. But you always come through the kitchen.
Hotels were built.
Always.
I don't know who built them.
You stand there, and it was like 15 years after I'd started, I was standing there, and there was this drum roll, and this guy saying, ladies and gentlemen, the Plaza Hotel takes great pleasure in presenting, you know. And I looked around, and I thought, my God, I'm still in the kitchen.
There you go.
But, you know, Freddie did a cute thing. He, in my dressing room, he sort of siphoned in some grease fumes.
Just so you'd feel good?
Yes. And when I came out, you know, there was this guy dressed like a busboy, and he hit me with a tray. You know.
She's not kidding. If
No.
If you work hotels, that's where you come
very much at home, yeah. I call it the kitchen brigade. You're part of that. You've done that.
That was a lot of fun. Let's do
It
fun.
is fun.
What are you going to do for us tonight?
I never want to do it.
Because I love to watch you perform.
I'm going to do, actually, I must say, somebody on your staff, the last time I was on the show, said that they thought my material was a little too sophisticated, which I think is hysterically funny, because, you know, my underwear is held together with safety pins, and I don't understand that at all. However, So I'm not going to do anything remotely sophisticated tonight. I'm going to do something, well, filthy is actually what it is.
I see.
No. Oh, they're terrible. No. It's not that. I'm not at all. But I'm going to do a song that was written by Billy Rose. Really? He wrote it for Fanny Bryce, actually. I could have done another song that he wrote called "Does the Spearmint Lose Its Flavor on the Bedpost Overnight?" You know that song.
He did.
But it has a tinge of sophistication, so...
Well, this is a sophisticated group.
Good. Well, I'm going to do the other one.
My
instead.
band is yours.
Yes, oh, I love that band. I really do. Okay, shall I lead? Do I get to come back, or do you have to discuss
You want to go out and come through the commissary first so you feel at home?
No, I've got all that grease back there. See, and I've got stains all over my dress. Okay,
It's all yours.
Okay.
We'll see you.